Hi everyone, it's Holly, and today I'm going to share with you how to create this card, which is featured in the Make It From Your Heart Volume 2 book, and it happens to be pattern number 22, which is right over here at the bottom of page 43. Such a clean and crisp and easy card, and just a little pop of shimmer trim really makes this card come to life. But what I want to focus on right now is the different types of stamping that I did, which is called second generation stamping with the tree, and then first generation with the sentiment. So let me walk you through how I did that. Here's the stamp set that I'm using, and it's called Always Grateful, and I'll leave the information on that code for you so that you know where to purchase it later. But what we did after I ink distressed the card base, and I just want to show you quickly what ink distressing does with our wonderful sponge daubers. You can get them in a package of 3, or you can now get them in a value pack. I believe you get 12 of them to that pack. And by simply just tapping your ink into the stamp pad onto the dauber, and then just lightly brushing it all the way around the edges of your project, do you see how it creates just that little hint of color? Now if I were to do direct to paper, which means taking the stamp pad and putting it directly onto the cardstock, you get a much more intensified look with the pad, and you get more streaking. Do you see the difference between that versus just using the dauber? So I like it. It creates just a little bit of a different effect. And then once we've done that, you'll notice that I have the Versa mat, and I love this because one side is your cutting guide, and then the opposite side is a foam pad, which is perfect for stamping on. And it works great for what we're going to be doing today. So I took the tree, this larger tree right here, and we're going to tap it across the olive ink pad a couple of times. Make sure that you've got enough even ink coverage, and then we're going to stamp it off onto this scrap piece of paper that I have, and you'll notice that some of the ink gets rubbed off, so that when I go back onto my cardstock that I'm using for this project and then I ink it again, do you notice how it's just a much softer impression of that tree? And now we're going to take Gratitude turns what we have into enough, and I'm stamping that a couple of times onto the Barn Red stamp pad, and then we're going to stamp that right onto the front of the tree. And look at how that does such a beautiful job, just giving you more clarity in the sentiment, and the tree is just very subtle in the background. And now we're going to quickly assemble our card, and you all know what a huge fan of Bonding Memories glue I am. So we're just going to wipe a couple of little strips of Bonding Memories glue onto my cardstock, onto the pattern piece, and then we're going to glue that right onto the card front. And I'm going to stick that right there in the center like that. And then I'm going to quickly ink distress this piece of Barn Red, just so that you can see how quick and easy it is. You don't even have to wipe it into the stamp pad very often to get saturation with color. And you'll notice you'll need to go back into it once it starts to fade and go away. And now we're going to just glue that right on there. Hopefully you don't see my daughter coming into my room right now as I'm taping this. Never a dull moment in my house, let me tell you. And then we're going to take the shimmer trim in bronze. I'm going to lay that right down here, down the middle. Love the non-stick grip scissors to cut it off. And do you notice how I have this extra piece of plastic remnant? That is how I always make sure my shimmer trim is ready to go the next time I go to use it. I just leave that hanging there, and then that way I know that's the piece where I left off, and so you're not digging and digging with your nails and ruining your nails every time you want to go back to use your shimmer trim. So I thought I'd share that little tip with you too. Another consultant shared that with me, and I thought it was genius. So my card front is going to open this way, and we're going to just glue this piece on just like that. And we are almost done. And now I'm going to finish that just like that. And now we have a beautiful card to give away. Very quick, really easy, and that is first and second generation stamping. Now when I'm done with my stamps, all I need to do is just take our spritz cleaner with our stamp scrubber. I only put one little spritz on there. That's all you need. And this is going to clean and dry your stamp and block all in one, so it's ready to use again. And you can even continue cleaning the other stamps that you're using. That's how much I love this. And then when you're done, you just can rinse this in underneath the sink and it will dry clear, and then I just pat it off with a little bit of paper towel. And that is it. So I hope you learned something new today with first and second generation stamping. And I can't wait to share something new with you next. Thanks!